We want to graph this function p of x. So first, the plus sign here means that we're taking the maximum of x minus 2 and 0. So in other words, this is always going to be at least equal to 0. Okay. So first, what we have to do is break this up into separate intervals rather. So first, we have x minus 2. We want something that is less than or equal to 2. Between 2 and the next one is 3. And then between 3 and 5, and then greater than 5. So if x is less than or equal to 2, let's say 0, we know that this is going to be negative, negative, negative. They're all going to be negative, but we take the maximum of that negative number in 0. In other words, these are all going to be 0. And so what you're left with is just x. Now when x is between 2 and 3, these two are going to be negative, because let's say you pick 2.5. 2.5 minus 3 is negative, 2.5 minus 5 is negative, but this is going to be positive. So you'll end up having x minus 0.1 times x minus 2. Now pick a number between 3 and 5, let's say 4. This is now positive, this is positive, but this is negative. So because this is negative, we're going to say it's going to be 0. So we're going to hold these three terms now. So it'll be x minus 0.1 times x minus 2 minus 0.1 times x minus 3. And now when x is greater than 5, each one of these parentheses is going to be positive, so therefore we could just leave it alone. And now what we have to do is simplify. So this whole thing is equal to p of x. So obviously x is going to be when x is less than or equal to 2. Now this one, we have x minus 0.1x. That's going to give us 0.9x. And then negative 0.1 times negative 2 is positive 0.2. Next one, we have x minus 0.1x minus 0.1x as well. So that's going to be 0.8x. And then negative 0.1 times negative 2 is positive 0.2. Negative 0.1 times negative 3 is positive 0.3. So this is going to be positive 0.5. Okay, last one. We're subtracting by 0.1x 3 times. So it's x minus 0.1x 3 times, which is 0.7x. Now this one is positive 0.2, positive 0.3, and that's going to give us positive 0.5, and then plus positive 0.5, that's going to give us 1. Okay, now we can finally graph this. So first, I'm going to start at x is less than or equal to 2. So that's going to equal x. So in other words, that's 2. Okay. So when x is less than or equal to 2, you draw the line y equals x. Now we're going to x is between 2 and 3. So now we're going to have 0.9x plus 0.2. When I plug in x equals 2, I get 0.9 times 2 is 1.8 plus 0.2 is 2. So it is connected at that same point, has the same value, and then it's going to have the same, or it's going to have a slightly different slope rather. So something like that. And if I plug in x equals 3, I get 2.7 plus 0.2 is 2.9. Okay, next we jump into 0.8x plus 0.5. If I plug in x equals 3, I get 2.4 plus 0.5 is 2.9. Okay, so it's continuing from this x value 3. And we're going to have slope 0.8. So something like that. And if I plug in 5, so 0.8 times 5 is 4, plus a half is 4.5. And finally, it's equal to 0.7x plus 1. If x equals 5, this is 3.5, plus 1 is 4.5. So it's going to continue something like this. So this is our graph.